Now, it does give you 45 damage, which is a little bit higher than the other Fal variant. So if you're hitting headshots, this is going to be a pretty easy to tap in close range. And as you can see, it goes hard. So hello gamers, today I'm going to be ranking every single Fal inside of Phantom Forces. There are 4 Fals in the game, and they all have about the same features. They all have a torso multiplier, 3 out of 4 have 700 RPM automatic, and they all do at least 40 maximum damage, which is very, very good. Our first one is, of course, the Fal 50. Now, the Fal 50 does 40 to 29, meaning it is a 3 to a 4 hit kill at any range. This one doesn't have the best recoil. It probably has around the most recoil of all the Fals in the game, but its recoil pattern is not too bad, I'm not gonna lie, and the damage is very, very high. It has a very, very slow reload time. The SA58 SPR also has a very slow reload time, but of the generic automatic Fals, it is pretty much the slowest and doesn't do the greatest close range or long range damage of them, but it's got pretty good overall stats. Good min damage, good up close damage, and you can expect at least a 3 hit kill and probably a 2 hit kill up close, and it also has 2 studs of pen and very, very high velocity. Its damage ranges are good, and it also has some very, very good ammo types. I'll go over what these ammo types do on all the guns. First off, we have 5.56, which does give you a 30 instead of a 20 round mag, lower recoil, and a faster reload time. However, it will give you worse damage. In this case, it is a 3 hit kill to the body and a 5 hit kill at range, but has a very good 3 hit kill range, and of course it reloads faster, so it's really nice. So if you want a 30 round mag, this isn't really the high damage dealing gun. It has a 90 stud max damage range, which gives it a 90 stud 3 hit kill to the body. You can't 2 hit kill to the head, which is kind of annoying, but like, it's fine, because this is now going to be, instead of a 3 or 2 to a 4 hit, it's going to be a 3 to a 5 hit, which is pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, like most guns are pretty much like that. So if you want basically an assault rifle with better ranges, this is a very, very good option. Then you have 45 ACP, which in this case does give you a 2 hit kill to the head, but worse damage overall, worse ranges, worse velocity, worse pen, no torso multi, and 17 min damage. However, of course, it does give you a 50 round drum. This used to be extremely busted. It's still very, very good. It's not really my favorite ammo type in the game. I really like the default Fals because of the high damage, but if you want pretty low recoil, also having a 50 round drum mag and a 2 hit kill head, this is not a bad option. It also has pretty decent recoil. I'm not gonna say it's amazing recoil or anything. The velocity is kind of trash as well, but if you just want a 50 round gun, this is not a bad option. It's definitely not quite as good because before it had this funny thing where it did the same maximum damage as the default ammo, just fell off harder at range, which was completely fine because you're like, okay, well, it does like 40 damage up close, so what's the downside? Like, just use it in close range. Our second Fal is a carbine known as the Fal 50.63 Para. The 50.63 Para has a lower velocity, worse overall ranges, but it has a faster reload time as well as better maximum damage. It does fall off harder at range. It's a 5 hit kill and a 4 hit kill torso instead of a 4 hit kill limb, which is kind of annoying because usually you're going to be a 5 hit kill at range, which is not the best, but like, this is a close range Fal variant because not only does it have really solid recoil by default, kind of more transitional recoil, which is very easy to account for. The recoil feels really smooth and strange because the other Fal kind of just kicks. This doesn't really kick. And I'm gonna be real, this is kind of a better version of the Fal 50. Fal 50 is like a 4 out of 5, and in my opinion, this is like a 5 out of 5 gun because not only does it 2 hit kill easier, it also reloads faster, handles faster, and has a full stock and overall just better recoil. The fact that it has worse velocity and kind of falls off a little bit harder in terms of damage at range is not a big problem because it has like a 170 stud min damage range. Just don't use it in long range. I don't know. There's not really a ton of downsides to this one. Of course, it does have pretty annoying recoil. You know, it's not for a long range though, and it does have default alt-aim, and I'm gonna be real, this is just kind of better than the Fal 50 now. Fal 50 is still really good. It does have some upsides for longer ranges, but this is just, in my opinion, going to do you better. If you're gonna pre-buy any, I would probably say Fal 50.63 Para over the Fal 50. Like I said, better close range gun and also better recoil, and it's a lower range, so it also costs less money. And money is kind of a big problem with these rank 100 sometimes or more Fals. And yeah, as you can see, like, I go off with this gun. It is extremely powerful. The big thing here is just the reload time. The close range damage is very nice as well, 44 instead of 40. 5.56 on this is actually better and worse in a couple of ways. It actually has a little bit better min damage. It does have a faster reload time, but it does have a worse 3 hit kill range. I'm gonna be real, Fal 50.63 Para and Fal 50 with 5.56 are about the same. Not really a ton of difference here. You can use either if you want to. Probably between the two, Fal 50 might be a bit better because they have really similar recoil, except the transitional recoil is kind of annoying on this kind of low recoil version version of the gun, which just kind of feels weird, versus the Fal 50, which is more bouncy recoil, which is completely fine when it doesn't really have a lot of recoil in 5.56, but with this weird transitional recoil, not a big fan on this one. It also has a worse 3-hit kill range, but it has a slightly faster reload time, and if you just want a lower rank version of Fal 50 5.56, they're really similar. You don't really need to care too much, I would say. But yeah, then you have 45 ACP on this version, which is actually somewhat, in my opinion, better than 45 ACP on the Fal 50. The reason for this is because this has 39.6 damage instead of 36 and has a better max damage range, and it also has, I believe, a faster reload time, and yeah, it has the weird transitional recoil, but it's perfectly fine because you have better damage, a better 2-hit kill head range, a better 3-hit kill range, and it's overall just going to be a better version. I really like the recoil on this because 50 bullets, it doesn't really matter. The recoil is kind of strange in ways. You have 50 bullets, it doesn't really matter too much. So this also does 19 min damage instead of 17, which will allow you to 5-hit kill at long range better. So I'm going to be real. The Fal 56.3 Para, in a lot of ways, I would say 5.56 is a bit worse, but 45 and default are a bit better because 45, it just has a better 3-hit kill range. You kind of want that on your gun because it's a close range gun. You know, you don't really use it for long range. So any small long range upsides wouldn't really matter, and there's not a ton there anyway. Our next Fal is the Fal Para Shorty. Now the Fal Para Shorty is basically the Fal Para but shorty. Pretty self-explanatory. It has a faster walk speed, faster handling, and a slightly faster reload time. It also does 40 to 24, which means it does a little bit less maximum damage and has less of a torso multi than the other Fals, having a 1.05 instead of 1.1. Used to have a 1.1, but then they nerfed the gun. So the thing about this one is basically you can expect about the same damage as the Fal 56.3 Para, being able to 4-hit kill at long range to the torso and 5-hit kill otherwise. And this does have some pretty strange recoil. I'd say it has like some of the highest recoil of the Fals. You can put a stock on it and everything, but it does have worse ranges and worse velocity than the other Fals in the game. It does pack a serious punch and is a bit more mobile while having a faster reload. This is more of a side grade to both the Fal 50 and the Fal 56.3 Para. If you want a faster reload time and better mobility, this is very, very good. But if you want more overall damage, somewhat more stability in your gun, then this is not really the one for you. This is probably a 5 out of 5 gun for me. I'd say it's probably still overall better than the Fal 50 because of the advantages. I just say, like, if you want the less mobile one, that still does really good damage all around. And the Fal 56.3 Para kind of just does it really well. Deals 4 more damage than this while having a better torso multi. So it actually does more like 5 or 6 more damage. This is really mobile, so it is definitely a side grade to the other Fals. First off, 5.56 might be the best of any 5.56 conversion because it gives you a 2 seconds flat reload time instead of 2.2, which is not a huge change, but kind of like it's nice. It's nice to have. It lowers your damage to 37 to 21, and since you don't have a very good torso multi, your 3-hit kill range will be worse and your 4-hit kill range will be worse than the other Fals in the game, as well as kind of slower velocity and worse pen than the other Fals. But here's the thing, the reload time is blazing fast, and if you want basically nice 3-hit kill, essentially assault rifle PDW, this is really, really good. The recoil is not amazing, I'm not gonna lie. It's not the best recoil I've ever seen, but it's not bad at all. Even though I'm using a full stock, it does walk extremely fast and aims pretty fast as well. So that's why I really like this gun. It's just a really nice, consistent, close range version of the other Fals. It feels really nice, really well balanced with the other guns in the game and the other Fals in the game. And I'm glad all the Fals kind of got a nerf because the Fals were really, really top tier and they still are really, really good. So, however, you could probably give them a bigger nerf because the Fals are so incredibly strong. I forgot to mention, unlike the other Fal variants with 5.56, this is actually capable of 2-hit killing to the head in close range, and not even just close range, to about 75-80 studs, which is really good. But then we have 45 ACP. Now 45 ACP used to be insane. It used to give your gun 50 damage up close, so you had a slight 2-hit kill to the limbs range. Now it does give you 45 damage, which is a little bit higher, well, quite a bit higher than the other Fal variants. So if you're hitting headshots, this is going to be a pretty easy 2-tap in close range, and as you can see, it goes hard. It also has a much faster reload than some of the other Fal 45 variants, and of course it has the upsides of better mobility and everything, and like the other statistics on this gun, not great min, not great penetration depth, velocity. It might be the best Fal 45 variant. It definitely still has quite a bit of recoil, as you can see. If you do pull down, you can get it pretty low. It does have ult aim, so you could just put an AMT Terminator on it, but like the ult aim doesn't feel that great on this one in particular. You can disagree with that, but that's just how I feel about it. Dude, why is everyone meleeing? This is definitely one of the best 45 conversions. I'd say overall, if I wanted to use any 45 conversion, this would be the one. But then last up, we have the SA58 SPR. Now, the SA58 SPR is completely different. It has a much higher headshot multi, but a very slow reload time. However, it hits super hard, doing 48 to 30 damage, the highest max and min damage of any FAL. It does have a little bit less RPM, but it has a massive headshot multiplier of 2.1 times. This allows it to actually one-shot kill head to about 50 studs, which is kind of broken considering the recoil is pretty low and the RPM is still really high. Of course, it is a semi-automatic FAL, so there is kind of a downside in that regard. But if you're more used to other games which have, of course, semi-auto FALs, most games only have semi-auto FALs, even though in real life they're all auto, this is actually a really good option because not only does it one-shot headshot, it also has pretty good RPM, 500 instead of 700. Not a very bad deal, especially with like all the upsides it has, being able to easily two-tap because of its torso multiplier in close range. But let's talk about its conversions. First off, we have 556. This gives it a 1.55 times headshot multi, which isn't really too great, but it does 40 to 25 damage and has 600 RPM. It also has 2900 velocity, which is highest of any FAL with any ammo type possible. That is almost as much as the TRG, which is kind of ridiculous. And with this conversion, it has 600 RPM, which I really can't even get to, and it has about a 130 stud 3-hit kill range, which is kind of ridiculous. It has 600 RPM and a 30 round mag. This is a really good ammo type, and if you're running out of bullets a little bit too fast and want a faster reload as well, this is a super good option. It is semi-auto, so just keep that in mind. If you don't like semi-auto guns, this is really not for you. But last up, we have probably the most broken gun that nobody talks about. It's 45 ACP on the SA58. This has better velocity than other 45 FALs, has better ranges than other 45 FALs, and does 50 to 20 damage, being able to 5-hit kill at any range and 2-hit kill anywhere on the body to 30 studs. And you're probably like, well, it's semi-auto. Well, it still has 700 RPM, so if you can hit the 700 RPM, which I can't, this is a direct upgrade to every other FAL 45 conversion in the entire game. It can two-shot anywhere in the body in close range, has twice the max damage range of the Fal Para Shorty, and has 20 min, which is more than any other FAL with a 45 does, and has better velocity than they do, and has the exact same RPM and probably lower recoil as well. So if you can get past the fact that this is semi-automatic, it is literally a direct upgrade to any other FAL with 45 in the game. And when you really think about it, like the default gun is kind of a direct upgrade because it just has way better shots to kill, but this has the exact same RPM as them. But yeah, gamers, if you guys did enjoy, that is ranking every single FAL variant in Phantom Forces, but I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.